come back to another triangle strategy. You are back to the Wolffort domain.
Visit as Lord of the House complete. Serenoa returns to the Wolffort domain. Safely within Glenbrook, Roland and Huette retire to Whiteholm in the Crown City. Alas, there is no time for rest in House Wolffort, as Serenoa soon finds himself swept up in preparations for his wedding to Frederica.
Alas indeed.
Dragan, meanwhile, presides over the blasting of a new tunnel at the Grand Norzelian mines.
That should be the end of that bothersome bedrock. Investigate it at once.
So now we know that whatever they're gonna find deep down in the Norzelian mines is gonna be a salt crystal, which Dragan will use as leverage against Gustadolph, and that's where all the crazy fun begins.
What in the name of iron?
What is it? Do we require more explosives?
No, Lord Dragan. You best come see for yourself.
What the? It couldn't be.
That settles the wedding program, then. We still must decide upon the wedding dress, however.
Not we, Benedict. Surely the lady herself must decide. What do you desire, Frederica?
Well...
Hadn't you mentioned wanting to dress in the Rosellan custom for the ceremony?
Then you'd best ask the Roselle about that. There's a Rosellan village here in the domain. I'm sure they'd make you a dress, if you asked.
But what of the other nations in attendance? Surely Hyzant would not look kindly upon it. Lord Simon, is it true that you assisted the Roselle who fled Hyzant during the war, and that you then granted them asylum here?
We didn't know the weight of this Hyzant hate against Roselle last time, or when you're playing it in hindsight, but now it makes much more sense.
Aye, that is how the Roselle came to live within our domain.
It was a source of great tension, but in the end, Lord Simon's perseverance prevailed, and a group of Roselle found new homes here. To this day, the Holy State demands they be returned to Hyzant, citing their goddess's teachings as justification.
The roots of the conflict run deep. Nevertheless, it is our duty to protect those who we have sworn to take under our wing. Should you choose to dress in the Rosellan custom, we shall stand behind you every step of the way.
Is that so? Then... I see not how I could refuse such a kindness.
I shall accompany you to the village. To tell the truth, I have never been there myself. It would be a good opportunity to get to know them, to strengthen our bonds.
As is your duty, my son.
Rosellan custom it is, then. Let us depart at once to make the request.
Aye, all of us. Oh, I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Greetings and welcome, Lord Serenoa and Lady Frederica. My name is Jerome. I bid you welcome on behalf of the Roselle. And congratulations on your engagement, as well as assuming lordship of your house.
Why didn't we get Jerome again? He was supposed to be playable.
You have my gratitude. We hope you will continue to lend your support to House Wolffort.
You have my word. I owe your Lord Father a great debt. Though even were that not the case, you are engaged to one of our own in Lady Frederica. Few things could bring us more joy. We shall make the finest dress you have ever seen.
On that subject, I have one humble request. I would like to incorporate this pendant into the design.
The pendant you're never without.
'Tis one of a kind, left to me by my late mother. She was one of the Rosellan refugees who fled Hyzant during the war and found her way to Esfrost. In a twist of fate, she fell in love with the former Archduke, and thus was I born. In secret, of course.
Yeah, she's not a refuge. She's actually the strongest woman out there in the Roselle. She's the one who led the revolt, let us remember.
After I was born, she was sent back to Hyzant, where she met her end.
I see why it never leaves you. Pray fashion the dress in this pendant's image.
It shall be done, my lord. Let us delay no further. Lady Frederica, please step inside, that we may take your measurements.
Thank you kindly.
The measurements may take some time, Lord Serenoa. Perhaps you'd care to take a stroll and see the village while you wait.
I'd very much like that. Thank you.
Perhaps I'll have a look around the village and get to know its people while they're taking her measurements. Okay, we know. No more treasure. We're supposed to get a Vanguard scarf here, but I guess it's not replicated in the next laps, which sucks. I'm kind of anticipating on doubling down on some of the good items, but tough luck, I guess. I guess it ruins the balance of this game, which is, I would say, really good. That's why I had to do second and third laps, because the replay value is just too good for me, to my liking at least. I bear a great responsibility to these people. It falls to me to keep their land free from harm, no matter what the cost. I think we can max both utility and liberty in the second run. Father granted the Roselle asylum on our lands. Though they once hailed from Hyzant, they are now as much as part of a Wolffort domain as anyone else. They're afraid. Teachings has been ingrained deep into them. Yeah, like that takes minutes actually. I got Liberty 2 just by using a ladder. Interesting. I wonder what the scaling metrics is as far as using this and getting and triggering the 2. So like for example 10 use of a ladder would give you 2 liberty. think that should be it. No treasures to... Oh, yeah. Surely they have finished taking her measurements by now.
Do you understand just how dangerous it is for a young prince to go gallivanting off on a whim?
Punish me if you will. But if I hadn't gone gallivanting, I never would have learned the state of things outside our own kingdom.
Oh? Well, if you are so interested in international affairs, then I have a fitting role for you to play. You will oversee the Grand Norzelian mines.
Father, it would be a privilege.
I fear that punishment would provoke no reflection, and so I would rather put your energies to work for the kingdom.
I shan't let you down, Father.
I am not blind to your feelings, my son. I understand that my methods vex you. Nevertheless, I ask that you stay out of harm's way, and give me no reason to worry.
Of course.
Mining is grueling, thankless work. Show the miners the appreciation they deserve.
I shall. You have my word.
The necessary provisions have been arranged, Your Highness. You are to deliver them to Dragan.
Father, may I bring Lord Wolffort? It is his job to oversee the operation, after all. And his closeness with Dragan may engender goodwill.
I know you trust him a great deal, Roland. But I would remind you that his betrothal now binds him to Esfrost. You would do well to be wary of any move he or his house might make.
So you share Franny's views on the matter. Nevertheless, Serenoa is a friend I could never hope to replace. A friend I trust no matter your opinion of him.
More like a brother. Half-brother.
Concerning words, Your Highness, House Wolffort must be subject to the same scrutiny as any other.
Roland.
Bring these tidings to Gustadolph at once. Is that everyone? Good. I have important news for all of you. What you see before you is to be seized by the Duchy of Esfrost. You shall not speak of this beyond those in present company. Any who do will be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
But, Lord Dragan, are not the resources we mine destined to be shared among nations?
This matter is not up for debate. A discovery of this magnitude could reshape all of Norzelia. And so I ask this of you. Stand with me as I lead this great realm into a new era.
You risk much giving us these orders. I shall do exactly as you say.
I thank you. I have already sent the Archduke a letter informing him of our find. When I am appointed Prime Minister, I promise to reward you all handsomely for delivering me such a boon.
You are to be Prime Minister?
Or Ambassador to Glenbrook, perhaps. Time will tell. Either way, with this I shall make my mark. And do what neither Father nor Gustadolph ever could.
Big ambition, but that's his downfall.
What news from Dragan, dear brother?
I never dreamt our hypothesis would prove true.
So you take him at his word?
I have no choice. The spy I sent to shadow him corroborates his report.
And? What are his demands?
He wishes to be named Prime Minister in exchange for secreting it away to Esfrost.
Negotiations with Glenbrook are in the offing, should I refuse.
So he means to threaten you.
He is stronger than I believed him to be. Certainly what he has uncovered is worth the price he asks. What would you do, were you me?
Keep the secret safe, naturally. Did you not send a spy for this very reason? Surely expected this would happen.
I did, and they have been issued emergency orders.
Then leave the rest to me. I shall depart at once.
How fortunate I am to have a brother who knows me so well. Ah, Dragan, you will rue the day you dared place Glenbrook beside me on the scales of your feeble judgment. I hand down the orders. Yield or be crushed beneath my heel.
Maybe he would have gotten the position if he just focused on Frost instead of like threatening him to say whatever secret he found on Glenbrook. Alright, we're back to Roselle.
The dress measurements are finished at last. I applaud your patience.
Is it exactly as you hoped?
It is indeed. I can hardly wait to see it finished.
I am glad to hear it.
There you are.
Prince Roland. And you wet besides. What brings you here?
We were looking for you.
We inquired around Castle Wolffort and heard you all had come here.
Has something happened?
Father has asked me to keep watch over the mines. Won't you join me?
You scarcely need ask, of course.
A wise course of action, seeing as you will be overseeing the mining operations.
And we can present Dragan with the gifts we procured abroad.
A fine opportunity to get to know the man better. He is quite talented, is he not?
He is a man with grand visions for the future, that much is certain. I shall tell you more of him along the way.
Then let us waste not one moment more. To the mines.
I'll have the dress ready in time for the ceremony, my lord.
You have my thanks, Jerome.
Serenoa and Frederica journey to the Rosellan village so she may be fitted for her wedding gown. The young lord gains an unexpected moment of quietude while he waits. However, Roland soon arrives with orders from King Regna to inspect the grand Norzelian mines, where Dragan has made great progress.
Alright, we're gonna be compressing Norzelian mines with this one, so we're gonna go straight because we're not really exploring much, just talking to people that we've already talked to before as well.
How will Gustadolph respond to my offer? I should think there's but one logical answer. Should he refuse for some reason, I will need Father's aid. I must apprise him of the situation.
Lord Dragan, Prince Roland is here from the Crown City.
What's this? Prince Roland and my friends of House Wolffort. To what do I owe the honor?
Apologies for the sudden nature of our visit, Dragan. I have come on Father's orders to offer our sincere gratitude, as well as to observe the mining operation.
Splendid! The miners will no doubt be heartened by your Highness's presence.
Does the mining continue apace?
Indeed it does. There are no problems to report. And what of your trip abroad, Lord Serenoa?
It was most enlightening indeed. We even brought something for you. I do hope it's to your liking.
portrait of the goddess herself, drawn with... Is this dyed salt?
It is. I understand they are used as talismans in Hyzant.
This gift would fetch unfathomable value in the duchy. I cannot thank you enough.
It is enough to see you happy.
I am glad our deliberations were not in vain.
Dragan, I believe it was you who said the future is in the hands of the ardent youth. We are of like mind. Let us shape the future together.
Indeed, that future is close at hand. I suspect we will reach across the border and ask for your cooperation in due course.
And I shall gladly assent.
Yes, we eagerly await your offer. Now then, I was thinking I might examine the quarry.
Wait, Your Highness! One of the tunnels caved in but a few days ago. I would advise against entering just now.
Did you not assure us moments ago that the mining continues apace?
The miners are working to repair the damage as we speak. It is simply too soon to allow you inside.
Was it caused by a blast?
It was, in fact. We were perhaps a bit overzealous in attempting to remove some of the bedrock.
I'd no idea your explosives were so powerful. How do you make them anyway?
I would love to tell you, Your Highness, but I'm afraid we must keep some of our secrets. What I can say is that salt is a vital ingredient.
Surely you jest.
I thought you'd be surprised. I could scarcely believe it myself at first. A gargantuan tome in the archives opened my eyes to the many uses for salt, beyond seasoning our daily dishes. And now I pass what I've learned to you, Lord Serenoa, as a token of my gratitude for your visit.
The power of salt.
'Tis a compendium of my research on the uses of salt. I encourage you to peruse it at your leisure.
I most certainly shall. 'Tis a most valuable gift.
Fascinating indeed. I too would like to read it when you are through, my lord.
I look forward to hearing your impressions.
At any rate, I see the sun hangs low. Shall we save a tour of the mine for the morrow?
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
Yes, of course. I shall prepare entertainment and lodgings for your party at once.
Dragan's really good at covering his tracks. Not against Gustadolph, though. The mines appear to be operating apace. Perhaps I'll survey the operation more closely until my bedding is ready. Imagine having a bedding in the mines. Yes, Frost is hard at work, building a rail car that will transport the ore we take from the mines. Can you imagine how much more efficient that will make the process? And though, yeah, I know it, that rail car is efficient in beating people up once we get into the map later on in the game. I never expected Prince Roland and the Lord of House Wolffort himself would grace us with their presence. Running a mine, let alone one owned by the three nations, is no easy task. The lack of unrest is a credit to Lord Dragan's leadership. To that end, indulge me with a hypothetical. Suppose you led this operation and an incident occurred. How would you respond? Damn, Benedict really is seeing everything, or seeing this in all angles. Meet the problem where it lives and deal with it directly. You've a good head on your shoulders and an admirable desire to lead. However, you do not operate in isolation. Hyzant and Aesfrost will see it as their duty to participate in the mediation process. So it will be up to us to deftly navigate those waters. I shall bear that in mind. Svarog. That's Frederica's uncle. If Minister Svarog is indeed as capable as this miner would have me believe, how did he end up steward of Twinsgate? Probably getting suppressed. His power, that is. I was right to come with you. I do believe we've succeeded in lowering Dragan's guard. For the wrong reason, though. We don't have ladder here yet. The future is what we make of it, Lord Serenoa. May the partnership with your house prove long and fruitful. As I see it, the mines are merely the beginning. We have much work to do, and I pray I can count on your assistance going forward. I understand a few fights broke out between the miners of Aspfrost and Glenbrook at first, but such is bound to happen when two nations come together. Thankfully, they've learned to communicate, and now everything is progressing apace. It's hard labor mining, I'll tell you. I don't see a man here I wouldn't want for my own army if it came to it. Like a football team for Eredor. The mine itself is larger than I imagined. I believe my hawk could fly cleanly through its tunnels. Cannot risk the secret, more like. But yes, that's that for this. Everything appears in order as I expected. Perhaps my bedding is ready by now.